one of the city's most notorious gangs.
Critical Thinkers Podcast.
So crack all my life, ever since I was 11 years old. While the other young boy was trying to, in the park, playing football or baseball, I was on the streets getting money.
They label us a gang for coming together for something positive, for a movement to help the people. I mean, I know where I stand. I know I'm not a part of no gang.
We don't have no colors. A lot of my friends, they like to represent their Haitian flag that represent their country.
I like to extend high honors to the ancestors. Those ancestors being the ancestors of the Nile Valley that were responsible for some of the greatest civilizations that the world have ever witnessed. Those civilizations were predicated on the principles of Ma'at, which we define as truth, order, and righteousness.
Well, over here, critical thinkers, the truth don't need no support. God made Haitians, or the Haiti made Zoe. A lot of people had a problem with Puff Daddy lawyer closing statement.
Take that,
right?
Man,
I understood that closing statement because the lawyer ain't get up there and speak legal jargon to the people, to the juror. He went up there and talked to them straight to face. But he let them know everyone participated in that freak off was wrong.
But Kenny K, here's the thing about these attorneys. Now, let me put y'all up on games with the attorneys. See, because the attorneys, you know, it don't really supposed to mean nothing in the feds. But with Puff Daddy and them attorneys that he had, like them boys' strategy, like how they came at the folks, right? They said, hold up, not charging my guy, right? So only thing we proving is that he ain't guilty of the shit y'all talking about, because they already seen that the charges, though. We see all the shit they got against you, this freak out shit. He said, hold up, we ain't tripping. We just gonna tell y'all that we gonna prove he ain't guilty. We gonna cross-examine all. Y'all, who's saying what? Bring everybody that y'all saying got something against my man. Guess what? We just gonna cross-examine.
And y'all ain't gonna get a chance to cross-examine one of our witnesses.
We ain't got
calling
none.
Nobody.
We don't got none. They already knew that out the gate. We're
that
here
was
to
a
defend.
genius play
We're
by
here to
Puffy
defend
attorney.
Puffy. That's it. We say he's not guilty of the charges, and we gonna go into the elements of the case. Bring first witness Cassie, the key witness, because the DA, the feds, the world's watching. This is Puffy, the billionaire, the black superstar that they're gonna set example all over the hip-hop.
So what they did, Jump, they overcharged him and just hoping for one of them two things to stick. But they know they overcharged him.
That's all.
They overcharged Puff.
That is that's really a vital or important part. If they can find him guilty of one of them shits, it's a problem. You feel me? And what they really trying to get him for, if you look at it, they was like, fuck all that shit. They try to target the sex trafficking. That's why they use certain dudes like the escorters. Cassie's gonna break down the story. She's gonna say some name of some escorters that they agree to just do freak offs with. And every bitch he fucked with that was part of any one of his freak offs, they knew he had 3 or 4 other girlfriends, and we all doing the same thing.
And they all couldn't wait. And they all couldn't wait for their time to be called.
We fucking. And y'all got mad at Puffy for whatever reason that y'all been mad at him for. And then we got these white folks that I'm hearing on the internet. I am hearing that he has some problem with the white folks with that liquor. And boy, when Puffy get out, he gonna make them feel it. That's why I think they trying to get him on something. But Puffy is not or shouldn't be set to be facing 15 or 10 years of nothing. Now, the worst I can see Puffy coming out with, to just be honest, I'm gonna tell you how they gonna trick everybody. This is my prediction. He gonna come out just like Young Thug. They gonna fuck around and he gonna get found guilty. They gonna make him plead to some lesser shit, just like they made Thug. Alright? Take the trial for that shit. We're gonna give you 20 years of probation. All that crazy shit they gave Thug, 12 probation. And you can't do this and you can't. Puffy gonna get the same treatment. And when he get out, he gonna shock the world. He gonna be legendary.
Puffy, listen, Puffy come home, Puffy gonna be the dons of all
He's
dons.
gonna come home. If he do some time, that's my prediction, Kenny K. If he do some time, it's gonna be less than 2 years with a whole bunch of probation. It's not gonna let Puffy get trialed and found guilty on TV with that bullshit that can possibly set a riot in this country because of the misuse of justice. It's showing. It's gonna be like.
And if Puffy get found guilty, it's gonna open up doors for millions of people to file frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah, lawsuits, and a lot of them
come out of nowhere.
And a lot of them, like, it ain't too many people, like, you know, suing Puffy like that. They was gonna try.
And who I forgot to mention, Tyler Perry. Right. Now they coming after Tyler Perry.
But
Fat Joe. Who's next?
That's a
Jump.
story.
Who's next?
Kenny K.
Who's next in this bullshit?
That's definitely another
with
story.
These crackers calling free calls. And because Jump, at the end of the day, like I said, if participating in a freak off is illegal, we all going to jail.
Right.
We all going
but
to
you gotta
jail.
understand that it really is a target. See, I understand that from both standpoints. Money wise, because them folks don't never want a black man to be equal to them.
So let me ask
That's
you something, John, because I know you into this type of shit. You think like this. Why they never came after Lou Hefner, the Playboy cracker, Lou Hefner that had all these young 18, 19-year-old young girls living in his mansion, older white man sucking the life out of these young girls. Why we never woke up and Lou Hefner was arrested for a RICO? Because if anyone in the world, Lou Hefner made more money off young women than anybody in the world.
See, this is
Playboy magazine.
Let me
what happened? Why they didn't come after Lou?
But let me know. He's Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, Hugh Hefner.
Why didn't they come after him?
Let me tell you about Playboy Hugh Hefner. See the difference between Hugh Hefner and who we trying to compare our hurt and pain with is already known as America. It don't matter what we do in America, big or small, we still niggas first. But they trying to take down a whole bunch of niggas. It started like Mike Tyson, like you said, Bill Cosby, and then on it went to R. Kelly and all these dudes, even in football.
And then when did it come a time in history that millionaire niggas got to rape and take pussy?
No.
I never heard of that.
KK, this is the thing.
I never heard of that.
This is the thing. First of all, like I said, our skin is our sin first as black people in America. Now, we going back to the Playboy Bunny Hugh Hefner that been around from long as I've been knowing him. When I was a kid in the 80s, I used to get Playboy magazine.
Out of garbage can.
And fascinate and fantasize off these magazines. Me and the boys. We 10, 9 years old looking at pornography. They used to throw them all by the railroad tracks going to Morningside.
That's why you find them at Jump. You know what you're talking about. Man. You used to be in that trash can with all them nasty books behind Morningside Elementary School right by the tracks.
Man, they used to be freaking right down the railroad track.
Okay, Jump.
You gotta understand, Morningside is right next to Biscayne Boulevard, one of the well-known prostitute and pimp avenues in the history of Miami. Ain't nobody talking about Biscayne that ran right through Little Haiti.
63rd and Biscayne.
That we tore up and made bread, man, as young niggas, and we weren't grabbing books, niggas was selling dope. It was crazy how we grew up, Kenny K, because remember, you had some niggas that were jack of all trades as a jet, like just natural born hustlers, nigga. If niggas had to go break in something, niggas down for it. If a nigga finna sell some dope, nigga down for it. Niggas down for whatever they go. You had all around hustlers. Some niggas just strictly dope boys.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think people like Puffy, Bill Cosby, you don't think they kind of emulated Hefner? You know,
yes,
these are the ways. Talk to the people, John. Break it down.
This is what I'm trying to
break it down, John.
This is what I'm telling you. And this is how it is in the history of American entertainment, right? Because first of all, a lot of black brothers along the way, even in the industry, music industry, entertainment, Motown like we know it growing up, right? Got a lot of black people on Motown, some of the greatest, right? And they got pimped. You know what I'm saying? They were promised so much shit, they had so much talent. The white folks generated billions and billions of dollars, and guess what? Them people was bankrupt. At the end of their lives, they was either drug addicts or they already was mentally fucked up from all the shit the crackers put them through. So even though these people was making good music, that's why a lot of the black, like Motown and back in those days, they music it got sold to it. Because they was really crying out from coming out of the 60s. Remember, these people came out of the 60s and the 50s. Remember, the 50s and the 60s were what? The civil rights movement. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X's years, y'all. We not too far from history. Junky can break down history for you. And I tell you right now, my mama was born in 52. So by 1963, my mom was a grown lady in Haiti, a free country. She didn't understand none of that shit that was going down right here in America. But even back in my mama times, they thing was to get enough money and they can go through the Bahamas and legally get access to come to America and live free. And that's how my mama got here, and that's how my mama's American citizen till today. 40-something years strong in America. You know, homeowner and everything.
I'm glad you said that.
You know what
a lot
I'm saying?
of people got a misperception that all Haitians came here on a banana boat.
No, that's not exactly true. A lot of Haitians flew. A lot of Haitians came here when they was young. You'd be surprised how much